if we're not live right now. Just waiting for the confirmation to go out and about and for people to go, we're on.
For some reason, it takes my YouTube a long time to come
We're
up.
live on Twitch.
Yep, we're live on Twitch
Hey,
and we're live on YouTube. So good evening.
Hey, there we go.
I got confirmation that we are live because I can see myself.
Yes, we are.
Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ, somebody spelled my name right. I don't know how to
Guy
spell
in the corner.
Yep. Yeah, we're all here. Anyway, I had the person cancel on me kind of last week, so we decided my daughter had invited us out to her house to do a crab boil. And my wife looked at me and said, well, since the guy canceled, why don't we just go out to Ashley's? And we're like, yeah, that sounds good. So we called the show off last week. And let me get over here and get the chat going. See who all's out there.
You see our invites to the crab boil were lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Path 1961, Aussie Man, Nancy Hafler, Portal Woodworks, David, how you doing? Ken McCrory, Rick St. Louis, all y'all are out there in the chat. Thank you so very much. And the bot has been working, I have to say, greatly. Knock on wood. So it's been working really, really well. Donna's Word Art is over there in YouTube chat. Aussie Man, they're all over there. So we appreciate it. We're back this week. This week's show, and I'm not going to do my normal entry about my sponsors due to the fact that we're going to talk about sponsors. That's what the show is. And I was just telling the guys before the show started, in 6 years of doing this show, I've never had a show on the sponsors. Never. And I was sitting there thinking the other day about what in the world could I have the show on tonight? And lo and behold, that I was doing the stuff for the Whirligig Wars, and bing, light bulb went on in my head, and I said, well, let's just talk about my sponsors because they do a lot for not necessarily me. I got a little tickle in my throat, my sinuses. Not necessarily me so much, but everybody that watches. And no, I don't have corona. If you have
some upstairs, if you want it.
Yeah, if you have sinus problems,
I got some limes.
yeah, when the drainage goes in the back of your throat, it creates this little tickle, and it just aggravates the heck out of you. So, but that's what we're going to be talking about is the sponsors and what they do and how they do it, and some of the stuff I can't reveal, but other stuff I can. So we'll go that way. So since we're not going to do the sponsor thing, let's just go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. Paul.
Boy, this is like the second or third time I got to go first. Hallelujah. Paul Corliss, Paul's Messy Workshop, on YouTube, on Instagram, on .com sometimes. And thanks for having me, Russ. It makes my Saturdays.
You're welcome. Jim.
Jim Bashir from Driveway Workshop, and actually was out in the driveway workshopping today. So it was good. I got my radial arm saw all set up. I started making a sofa for our deck. So that's the big project now.
Cool.
And I got to get that done so I can get my Whirligig done.
Chris.
Again, Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me back in the shop if Mother Nature lets the temperature stay above 50 degrees for more than a day. So, but we've been out there off and on the past couple of weeks. Video project coming up, and they're going to give the Whirligig a crack. See what happens there.
I think what's funny about it is the fact that they're having snow in May in some parts of the country right now. I'm thinking
we had snow today.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Wow.
Not enough to stick, but it was on the ground on the grass this morning and it went away. But we were out for a drive today and we saw it again. Just
Wow.
flakes falling.
Yeah,
So-
kind of wacky weather. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow. Not a lot here. The front's supposed to stall out to the south of us, and everything below us is going to get rain. We'll get sprinkles or a shower every now and then, but it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow in Miami, so to speak, all day long. So
Hey, and another place you'll find me in 252 days is aboard the cruise heading for the Caribbean.
Yes, sir.
So, and we're still going.
yeah, well,
Sitting on my little balcony on the
we're
Yeah.
iffy
cruise
at
ship.
the moment. My wife is saying like, I don't want to go. I don't want to get Corona. But I'll see what I can talk her into. But anyway, Al,
Hey, Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop on YouTube, Kilroy 79763 on Twitch. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are. Welcome to the Simply Wooden Creation Show. And hello, everyone. Russ, it's great to be here. Like Paul said, it makes my night.
makes your night good. I'm glad I could make your day or your night. Leonard Davis, we got Alan Childs and Gary Woods are watching us over on Facebook. Alan and Gary, thank you for joining us over there on Facebook. I'm trying to get that opened up as I speak, and we appreciate y'all being over there.
I'm gonna move this.
Who is it that joins us usually on Twitch? Can't think of his name right now.
The Twitch
Al
star,
Forte.
No, it's Sydney, but I can't think of his. It's
Sydney, the Twitch master.
Yeah.
I rescue min pins.
There you go. Rescue mini pens.
That is Sid, correct.
Yep. He's usually over there on Twitch. But good to have y'all, Alan and Gary, over there. We are monitoring and the chat is working. So if you have anything you want to say or put your 2 cents in, not necessarily that we'll know what we're talking about, but we'll try. Also, let's go back up the chat a little ways. Michelle Marcoux is here. Leonard Davis. I think I said Donna Presley.
Hi, Donna.
They're all here. Who else was it I was looking for that said something early? Oh, Unji. I believe that's the way it's pronounced. Unji is in the house.
Oh,
And Alan Carter, he's joined us now. Chris Nealand,
Chris.
out there.
Hey, Chris.
It's good to have the. I really like it that the bot's working like it's supposed to now, because I can see everything in one place and not have to keep scanning back and forth between the channels. So that makes it really nice. And then I've got this Jumbotron TV over here, this 40-inch TV. So I don't even have to have my glasses to see that. I mean, it's like, wow, it's huge. All right, where am I going? I am trying to start. Why is it not letting me do this? I was going to start a watch party on my
TJ
channel.
out there.
Who? TJ. It's TJ.
It's TJ. Who else would it be?
Hey, TJ. I'm having a hard time looking at the Restream bot on Twitch. And there's so much clutter from it saying the message plus where it originated and the name too. But anyway, I wish it highlighted somehow.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it does that on Twitch. On here, on the Restream on that I'm watching, it's just, it has like the YouTube emblem, or it will have the Facebook emblem, or it will have the Twitch emblem, and that way you can tell where it's coming from. But I know what you're talking about. I'm looking at it right now. It says Restream bot, and then it has YouTube David Hart, and then it'll say whatever he says or whatever.
I'll look at it on YouTube since it's repeating everything anyway. Maybe it'll be better on YouTube.
Just for everybody's information, Chris said that Costco brand vodka is not bad. There's your public service announcement from Chris for the night.
Party time.
Chris Nealon did.
Oh, Chris Nealon?
Yeah, he's doing a public service announcement.
Oh, I don't even see that.
Yeah,
Oh, I see it now. By the way, Costco brand vodka is not all that bad. Just saying. Okay, we will take
Saying for a friend.
we will take your word for that. We will definitely take
better
that.
on YouTube for sure.
But how's everybody been doing? I know we missed last week. Everybody doing all right? They're opening Florida back up. Thank God this week they're letting barbers and beauticians going back to work. So I am going to go get my hair cut. I am just flat out. I'm getting like little Goldilocks is flipping up in the back, and and I'm like, I'll be glad to go get it cut.
When the back looks like the front, that's when you need a haircut, Russ.
Yeah.
You can't tell whether you're coming or going.
Yeah.
Aussie man, the show is not the same without Brenda. Yes, Brenda is still not doing good. I talked to her this afternoon, and it's not that she don't want to be here. She wants to be here, but she is just not feeling well enough at the time. She said that she did her show Thursday night with Matt, and by the time she got off, she was so sick she couldn't hardly stand up. So yes, so she'll be back. Just give her a little bit. She's trying to recover. This has really put her back really bad, and she's having some other issues which I won't go into. If she wants to come on one day and explain it, but she's just not doing good at all. So if you're a person that says a little prayer every now and then, say one for her, because she sure could use it. She's not doing well at all. I tried to get her to go to the hospital today. So let's put it that way. I tried to talk her in that she needed to go to the hospital. So we'll see. Are you in a different, Alan Carter wants to know, are you in a different place, Russ? No, I am in the same shop, but I have a green screen background. So I like it. I really do. I think it looks pretty cool because I can put anything I want to behind me now. And I'm going to keep this kind of like a wood thing. But what I'm going to start doing is I was going to build before this green screen thing come up that I can use. I was going to build a thing for stickers, people's stickers that they sent me, kind of like Steve Carmichael's.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
He's got a nice one.
This is actually, you can't see it on the green screen, but this is actually my workbench back behind me. But I was going to sit it up on the workbench. You remember how the workbench was behind me before? Okay, so
Yeah,
I
it
was
kind of looked like this. Hang on a second.
Anyway, I was going to have it sitting up here and rotating around so that people could see the stickers, and I could put more stickers in a smaller place. But with the invention of this, what I think I'm going to do is, you notice how it comes in on this side. You know how my sponsors come in? I'll have my sponsors come in, and then I'm going to start rotating out lists, take their stickers and scan them into the computer, and have their stickers there behind where the sponsors are. I'll get it right in a second. So like right now, there would be a list, 4 or 5, how many I can get in there, stickers, and then it'll go back to my sponsors. And then when it goes back, there'll be another set of stickers, and it'll just keep rotating out. So
I know, Russ, your style looks like QVC there. So
yeah.
So the home
See
shopping network.
how they've got that. See how my desk, it was behind me, the TV and everything.
The old one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who are nostalgic for Russ's shop, we aim to please.
Yep. So that's where the hammer is down there at Owl's, right there, or no, where the SWC is over on that side. The SWC that was where I was going to put that speaker thing in.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, right there. I was going to put the sticker thing.
Oh,
but now
let's see if we can get a picture of that too.
I like this much better because I can list the sponsors now. You can't hardly see them back there on that TV.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right. Totally.
Yeah, and just everybody's stickers will be lined up right along in here, and each time there'll be a different set of speakers, and they'll just rotate in and out.
It'll rotate around. Yeah.
Now, the thing about it is, I'm going to have to go through and start contacting people. Everybody that sent me stickers, they're already stuck on the board over there. Going to have to send me more stickers. Either that, or I could take my camera and take a snapshot of them, and
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Digitize it anyway. Yeah.
I know there's a couple of them that's going to be left off. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
Let's have a contest on whose that would be.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully, before we get into my sponsors, hopefully next week I'm hopefully we might have Brian Gidney on, and we'll be able to talk to him and find out what's going on in his life, and
Come on, Brian.
yeah, how he's been doing and getting along, how his wife's doing, and he went in. Brian went through a stage that if it wasn't for bad luck, that guy wouldn't have any luck at all. I mean, it went from his wife got cancer, bless her heart, and she ended up she was in remission. Then she came back, so she was in the hospital again. And then amongst all that, his neighbor's house caught on fire and set fire to his house and burned his house down and all his shop and all his tools. So he's really had it rough. Really.
Didn't his car shit the bed along the way too?
Do what?
His car shit the bed too, didn't it?
I think so too. Yeah, I think it did too. Yeah.
I was feeling bad for him. I was afraid to open post for him because what happened now?
Yeah.
Jimbo's got a question out there. Are we taking questions?
Yeah. Would somebody answer my question? I got to send a 2-minute video of the World Gig Wars because it's over 25 megabytes. So what should I do? Huh?
What?
You have
Oh,
to
you're
put
gonna
it
send
on. You have to put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said they won't let it, or it doesn't go up on YouTube.
YouTube doesn't have a size. I don't know if you've got a YouTube channel. It doesn't have a size restriction. So
Yeah.
I don't know what your problem.
Maybe he doesn't have a YouTube page. I don't know.
I think it's I don't think he has a YouTube. I think he's trying to send it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
email's got a limit.
It's an
And the
email.
email,
right.
I know. Yeah, email has a limit on how the size.
You could make it a zip file and send it.
Jimbo, just go ahead and get your YouTube channel. I mean,
Yeah.
Take the plunge, James.
That's the easiest way.
There's a couple of ways.
you can.
If I can figure out YouTube, anybody can.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways that we can do this, and I'll get back with you, James.
There's 50
Well, we can
videos out there on YouTube on how to
Dropbox.
set up a YouTube channel. It's
You can
easy.
use Dropbox. I could set up a Dropbox thing. There's also, I think it doesn't.
OneDrive,
If you're
Google
using Gmail, doesn't it upload to the cloud or whatever if you're sending a big file?
What?
but they might have a size restriction on the file, and 20 gigs. You know,
Gmail has a size restriction on what.
I understand that, but anytime I've sent a big file, it says this file's too big to send by email. Do you want to upload it to? And I don't remember what they upload it to, like
Google Drive or something.
Yeah,
like
Google
that.
Drive. That's it. And then
Dropbox.
yeah,
Unless
and
you
then
said
they
Dropbox.
send the information to the other person, and you click on it, and it takes you to Google Drive, and you download it.
Russ, if you have a Google Drive, you can share a spot on your Google Drive with him. Send it to him, and he can just copy it over.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I don't have Google Drive. I use Dropbox.
Okay, Dropbox. Yeah, same,
Yeah.
same deal. And the same thing on his end. If he's got OneDrive or even a Google account that has the 15 gigs of space.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll get with you, James. So we'll get it over somehow. Yep. I like Dropbox. I have it on my phone. It's really nice when I want to send pictures off my phone. I just sit there and put check marks on all these, reach over there and click the little Dropbox thing, and right to my computer it goes. So you like that? Right over there it goes. It's just that fast.
The sound effects are amazing
I
tonight.
know. So we'll work it out. Alan Carter.
I have another name.
All right. So, my sponsors. Here's the list of them over. I got to remember this thing is reversed.
There you go.
Yeah, it's reversed. And if you put it where I can see it, then everything will be backwards. But here's the list of my sponsors. I just want to talk about them for a little bit tonight. We're not going to probably be on here the total hour or whatever, but the very first sponsor that came along that I got was actually the very first one that's on there. And I kind of like listed them in that picture over there, in the order that they came on board, except for Scrollnado is supposed to be in Tim Sway is should be down at the bottom. But Devobal Technologies was actually the first sponsor that came along, and Frank Condon is his name. He's the one, the owner. And I still stay in touch with him quite a bit. His wife has been sick as of recent, or actually this past year, she's been kind of sick. But it's kind of funny. He stumbled across my YouTube channel, is how I met Frank, and sent me an email. And in basically the email, he was like, I saw your videos and I enjoy watching you and watching your videos and blah, 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 blah. And he says, and I went to your website. Well, back then when I was doing my website, it was like through one of those free, not a free service you have to pay, but it was real cheap. I don't even remember the name of the service.
GoDaddy or one of those.
It was GoDaddy. Thank you. It was GoDaddy. I was doing it through GoDaddy and everything, and I really wasn't a good person to develop websites. Trust me, it didn't look that great. And he kind of said it looked like crap in his email.
In so many words.
In so many words. They were kind words, but I got what he meant. So he asked me if he would be willing to do a website for me, take over my website, do it, host it, everything for me. And I'm like, okay, that's great. So I sent a thing, anytime somebody starts talking about free, you will go like, yeah, right. I am not that stupid. I'm not going to fall for this. And so I sent him an email back and like, well, how much it's going to cost? And he goes, no, I'll do it. I'll host it and I'll design it. And he goes, that's what my company does, is design and build websites. Devobal Technologies. And I went over there and checked them out. And sure enough, it was a legitimate company. I read a lot of good reviews about it. He does a lot of government websites, big time government websites. And so I was like, okay. And he goes, no, I'm going to do it for free. So I was still hesitant. And I was like, well, why? And he goes, I just like you. I like what you're doing, even though I haven't met you. You have a good personality. Your videos, I enjoy watching your videos. And he goes, so I thought I would help you out. And I'm like, wow, really? So go ahead. And lo and behold, he did. And the website that I have today is there. He's done all that for me. And he still hosts it. I pay nothing. Now, the only thing that's changed is they used to do I would just send them most of the information and they would do it on the website. They have went to a much easier service, so to speak. So now I can make changes on my website myself, so it doesn't bog them down. And I like that, because if I wake up in the morning and decide I don't want that on there, I want to change this, I can actually go on and do it. Where before I would have to implement a work order, and then it may take 2 or 3 days or 4 days or whatever for them to actually do it and get it done. So it makes it a lot nicer. But Devobal Technologies and Frank Condon, thank you very much. And that's my very first sponsor that came on board years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago. It's been so long.
Russ Meadows trying to get in.
Russ Meadows is trying to get in.
Yep.
I'll let Mr. Russ in.
So
Okay.
whatever you were doing before worked. Oh, here he comes.
He got here anyways.
Hey, Russ.
You left the crack in the back door, man.
Yep. I rescue mini pins. Sydney's over there in Twitch land. Hi, how you doing, Sydney? Good to have you over there. And we also are still monitoring Facebook. Oh, Russ was trying to get a hold. I don't have Facebook open except for monitoring the show over there in the chat. So I'm sorry, Russ, I didn't get your information that you were trying to get in.
It's all right. I've only been trying for about 20 minutes.
Oh, well.
Not really. I was on a phone call and the fella was a long-winded fella, and
Well-
I couldn't get off of it.
Paul was said that was 20 minutes too long. So
Well, now that you're here, it was a wonderful show tonight. We had a good time.
Well, glad I could be here to end the show with you.
anyway, but yes, we are monitoring. I got an award tonight. I got over 100 messages already in Restream in the chat. So, wow, really good. So, Leonard Davis says, "Hi Russ, loved your latest project." Which latest project was that? The box I did for my daughter?
Or was it mine?
Yeah.
It was the last one I did. I've got a couple more videos I've got to get out. But anyway, so Devol Technologies. Now, if you were to go to them and have them to design you a website, for instance, my website, you're looking at probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,500 plus. Yeah,
Wow.
$3,500 for them to design that way. And that's what my website would have cost me had I had them design it or whatever. So the first year that we did that website, we did a website giveaway. And I think he ended up giving away like, he not only gave me my website, but he gave like 4 people websites.
Cool.
So that first year, I know Donna Presley got one. I know Shane and Shelly Cole got a website. They were with me at that time.
Chris Ahern got one.
Donald get one too?
Yeah, Chris,
I got one and I couldn't keep up with it. I just wasn't getting back to him fast enough.
Yeah.
Donald Matthews, I think. got
And
one.
Donald Matthews got one.
Yep.
So,
And I left early, so I didn't get one.
yep. Well, that's what you get for leaving early. He
I know it. You know it.
He
I know
stayed
it.
after the show and we were
Go to-
talking and everything. And it was totally unexpected. He never told me he was going to do it. It was totally unexpected. He was sitting there and Donna was there. He goes, "Well, how many of y'all got websites?" And Donna was like, "I don't have one. I don't have one. I don't have one. I don't have one." He goes, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give every one of you that's still here tonight a website." And I went like, "What?" And so you're looking at, let's say 5 websites at $3,500 a piece.
Mhm.
Do the math. How much is that?
A lot.
no
Yeah.
math on weekends.
15,000. Probably
It's
close
over
to
15.
Yeah, over $15,000. He
Wow.
did that in that one night. So,
Mhm.
and I have got to meet. Here's another thing. When the second or third year that we were in Atlanta, he lives in, I think, North or South Carolina. I think he lives in South Carolina. And he was like, "Are you going to the woodworking show this year?" And I said, "Yeah." And I was like, and he's asked me like, "You sure you're going to be there at the woodworking show?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to be there at the woodworking show." And he goes, "Okay, I just want to make sure." I didn't even think about it. He drove all the way from South Carolina over to the woodworking show to see me. So that was pretty cool. He drove all the way over there. I'm sitting there and I knew him by his face because I've had him on the show. So I knew who he was. And here he comes walking straight toward me. I'm like, "No way." He goes, "Yeah, I had a friend of mine. He wanted to come over here and look at some tools. We could row over here so we could see you." So we had dinner dinner that night and everything. It was pretty cool. So Frank Hahn, really nice guy. But like I said, if you go to them to do their website, they do some awesome work. But I'll just put it to you right up front. You're looking at $3,500 plus if you want a website similar to mine. So that's what they end up charging. So the next sponsor that came on board was FastCap. FastCap was pretty cool. I got a FastCap 2P10 kit. I ordered it and I fell in love with the glue. I started using it. And how I ran across it was I was either at one of the woodworking shows and FastCap was there doing a display, or somebody at the woodworking show was doing a 2P10. Yeah, that's the stuff right there.
That's
Was
it.
doing a 2P10 demonstration.
Vanna.
And I went up there and I was like, "Yeah, this stuff can't," because if you remember the old super glue, the one that used to come out, it wasn't worth a flip. And it didn't bond good or anything. But anyway, that guy put those 2 pieces of wood together with that 2P10 and shot some activator on it and handed it to me and said, "Take it apart." I couldn't break it apart.
They should have stuck you to an I-beam and let you try that.
Yeah, with your hard hat on and just hang there.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I trust it that much.
Well, I'd only
Nah.
be about a foot off the ground if I was doing it.
So I fell in love with it. So I ordered a 2P10 kit, got it in, and used it. And so I did a review on the 2P10 kit. It's back in my old videos. And lo and behold, somebody, I guess, got a hold of them. And the next thing I know is I'm talking to Mr. Paul Akers, and FastCap came on board as a sponsor.
Cool.
Just from
So what
doing
all is in that kit?
you get thin, medium, thick, and gel 2P10 glues, the little bottles like Chris just told up. There's like 4 or 5 of them in there. I think it's 4. There's thin, medium, thick, and gel. Then you get a small spray bottle of activator. You get brushes, and you get the little tiny red tips that go on the end of the bottle so that you can put out really, really small amounts of 2P10 in certain spaces.
Oh,
They're like
okay.
little tip tube, whatever.
Honestly, I think the best thing about it is the screw on top. Usually you glue bottles, you just snap it in place. This screws down.
Yes. And it's
Yeah,
very,
I buy my glue over at Woodcraft, and they just have the click on things too.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for 3 or 4 years to win one of those kits on Russ's show.
I'm with you, Paul. I ain't never won one.
So am I.
but this is the activator. It comes in a little bottle.
And that works too.
I'm
believe me.
sorry. Whenever I give those 2P10 kits away, I get anywhere between 100 to 150 people want them.
Yeah.
So what's
They're
your
popular.
point?
And another
It
7
can
or
be
so.
rigged. You
It
can
can
rig
be
that
rigged.
drawing.
This is a little spritz thing that goes on top of the activator.
Mhm.
They send you that in there. And then you get these little brushes. This is in
Now-
the kit.
My question is how do you keep 2P10 or any kind of super glue from drying out?
With the cap that they
With
have
the
on
cap
there,
that's on it,
Yeah.
don't dry
that will
out.
last.
Don't dry
I
out.
have a bottle that for a year.
I've
Really?
had a bottle of mine for longer than that, and it's still got half of it in there.
Gotta
Yep.
keep
And
the air
that thing is good.
Yeah. But
Air
now
doesn't
here's
get in
the
it.
point. If you use it a lot, Paul, hold that bottle back. Take the cap back off on me, Chris. If you use it a lot, you will get a buildup on that tip at the
Oh, yeah.
end, and you
Yep.
got to clean it off. Otherwise, it won't make a good seal and keep it in there. There is actually a tip in the top of that cap that goes down in that hole that seals that.
Yeah.
So if you cut, another thing is you want to cut that hole very small. You don't want it real big, because if you do, then it won't get a good airtight seal. So
The
if
only
you,
thing I've done that helps a little bit on other brands is to store it upside down.
you don't have to on this.
You don't have to.
Oh,
No,
that's a
uh-uh.
good idea though, Paul. Yeah.
Every now and then
It's
I
like
just take
fine
the top
wine.
and
Yeah, like
Now and
fine
then I
wine,
just
either
snip the
on
top
its
off.
side or
And then
upside down.
this is the tips I'm talking about that go on to get down in small places.
Yeah.
They send a bunch of they send like 6 or 8 of these that are in the kit.
that's why I want to win the kit. I want those.
Yeah. But they send this. So that's what all comes in. And it is for, this is my kit that I own, that I have, that they send to me. Haha.
Indeed, though.
But anyway, so yeah, there's 4 bottles. It's thin, thick, thin, medium, thick, and gel. The 4 bottles around here.
I'll give you a little heads up. If you use that activator on it, you better have it dead on, because it takes about 4 seconds and it's stuck.
Yeah.
Not even that.
Without the activator, you can go about 15 to 30. Or I'd hold it without the elevator.
Yeah,
program.
I
Yeah.
only use the
Man.
activator if I need it held right then,
right
because
then.
I've had to cut the pieces apart because they weren't lined up right. That's how
What
bad.
kills me is I'll see guys on pen videos and they'll shoot some activator inside the pen, and then they'll glue up their tube and they start shoving that tube in there. I tried doing that one time. I got the tube like 3/4 of the way through,
And
and
it
then it's
stopped.
like locked up. Like, yeah,
Yes, I don't do.
I just forget it. I'm not doing that anymore.
2 things I found is that I don't use super glue or 2P10 on that. I use epoxy. The two reasons.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Yep.
The reason, number one reason is because if you shoot that activator in there, I had that same heading at not on one, but a couple of pins, and that's the reason I got away from it. And my good friend John,
I messed this thing up doing that.
yeah, John, he's on the show. Schaffner told me quit doing that and use epoxy because epoxy is gap filling. Okay, so if you were accidentally to get your hole a little wobbled out with that pin thing going in there, it'll fill in the gaps and it'll lock in and you'll still be fine. So I went to epoxy and that stopped all my problems. I love it. You can get fast setting epoxy and in 10 minutes it's set. You can turn your pin.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like that quick, but it's, you know, it's quick. Anyway, so FastCap came along and they have a lot of great products. They've got their tape measure just awesome. I mean, totally awesome. They've got them where there's a story pole on them. They've got them with, you just have to go check out. And then they have all the glue bots. They got the baby bot, the high bot, and then the big bot. As far as the glue bots, they have a lot of, and a lot of their products are designed and made by people that make them and go to them, and then they take care of getting the patent for them and everything and all that kind of stuff. And then they sell the product. Izzy Swan has a couple of products that he's developed and put there, and FastCap sell them. Several people have. So Paul Akers, fantastic guy, a wonderful guy. I enjoy talking to him. He's a really nice guy. So if you need 2P10 or whatever, if you contact them or whatever, make sure you tell them that somebody who's wanting in. Oh, Dixon Hossman.
Hey, Dixon.
Everyone starts saying goodbye when he gets here.
Hey, Dixon.
Yeah, we're all going to leave now, Dixon, since you're here.
Thanks for making it at the end of the show, buddy.
So anyway, but yeah, tell them Russ sent you. Let them know that, you know, I sent you in there, and they got a lot of good stuff. And that's another thing that, you know, when we do these challenges like the Whirligig Wars and the Palette and then the Scroll Saw Challenge, the best thing that you can do for me and for the sponsors is to go buy stuff from them and tell them, let them know.
Absolutely.
And the next one I believe that came on board was Rockler. One of the reasons Rockler came on board is because I started doing the Scroll Saw classes up at Rockler up in Orlando, Altamont Springs, Florida. And so when I got there and started doing, I take that back. I had a contact for Rockler, and I'd contacted them, and they had participated in, I think, Whirligig Wars the second time or the first time through Laney. But the person that was the contact quit doing that, and I didn't know who to contact. So when I went to work with Rockler, I asked the manager there who would I contact, and told him, and he gave me the information. I contacted that person and told them what I was doing and how I've been doing it, and boom, they came on board. And they've also come on board. I give stuff away from Rockler. I've gave away their bench cookies. I've gave away their silicone mat. I'm trying to think what else that I've given away that they've sent me, but they support me too, and they give stuff for the giveaway. And like I said, this stuff is not necessarily for me. This stuff is for me to give away to everybody that's out there that watches me, and everybody that's out there in the chat. That's the reason I have these giveaways, is to be able to do that. Just give you all something for watching, you know. So Luana Pierce has said she has brats on the grill. I love
brats. Actually, yeah, if you have brats on the grill, they take you to jail.
Yeah.
Dixon, all kind of.
Yes, they would. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking's out there. Hello, Dan. Jeff Robinson, he's joined us.
Hello, Jeff.
Luana Pierce. Hi, Luana. Good to see you. And I'll be over in about just 10 or 15 minutes after the show's over. I'll be over there to get some brats. So
Dixon, I hope you made enough for everyone.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, so Rockler came on board, and that's how they were. And like I said, I think the first contact I got was through the Whirligig Wars when Laney gave me Whirligig Wars, and I started doing it. but like I said, that they dropped, but I've gotten contact with them now. Then the next one was Bearwood Supply Company. Bearwood Supply, Steve Dennison. Very nice guy, really nice guy. And I met him through my friend Steve Good. He was become a sponsor for Steve Good and was doing some stuff. And then I don't know if Steve Good told him to contact me or how it exactly went about, but the next thing you know, I was in contact with Bearwood Supply. Now, Bearwood Supply is actually out of Canada. That's where their main store is. They sell in the USA, but they're out of Canada, and they have everything but the kitchen sink. I'm talking about, go look at their website. They have clock parts, they have picture hanging stuff, they have scroll saw blades, they have scroll saws, they have, you name it. You know, they've got a lot of stuff that they sell out of their, do what?
Bearwood Supply Company since 1987.
Yep. So, yeah. So, but Stephen got a hold of me and came on board, and he's been my sponsor for, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years now. I don't remember exactly how many years he's been on board, but very nice guy, Steve. Him and his wife, I think, both own and run Bearwood Supply Company. But they, like I said, go check them out. Go to their website. And if you want scroll saw blades, they have them. They have Niqua, which is supposedly like the, I've got a bunch of Niquas in, and I'm going to try them and see how they work. And I'll be letting everybody know about that. But they have those, and they're supposed to be like the Flying Dutchman. What's the other brand that they carry? My mind is getting bad. Pegasus. There you go. Pegasus.
Yes.
You read my lips, Paul? I have my sound turned off.
No, I didn't even see it.
I said it
you're
twice.
down
I
there
couldn't
and
make
I'm
it
up
here.
I kept seeing
but great minds work alike.
I was going to say
I'm going to
Pegasus,
open up. Yeah, I'm going to go over here and open up.
Let's stop badgering the panel.
Yeah, I'm going to go over here and open up Bearwood Supplies.
I'll tell you though, when you order something from Bearwoods, I mean, you get it fast.
Yes, you do.
They jump on top of the
And
orders.
for them to be in Canada, I think is remarkable. The fact that they get it over here so quick.
I
but
bought
yeah.
scroll saw blades from them, and I think it was like 3 days, and I had them.
Bad problem
3 or 4
about them
days.
for me is I can't order from them because they're out of the country, and my bank won't let it go through.
Oh, okay.
When they were in Houston at the woodworking show in Houston a couple of years ago, I went and I tried to get some blades from them, and I didn't have any cash, so I was using my debit card, and I kept getting refused, turned down, denied. And I said, what in the world? So I had a phone call from the fraud department. They block it every time it's outside the country.
Wow.
Only way I can do anything is I have to call the bank and tell them to take me off fraud protection for a little while so I can do this and then put me back on.
Yeah,
right. All right. So here's Bearwood Supply. I'm sharing the screen, and here's Bearwood Supplies online store. They have clock parts, woodworking supplies such as dowels, plugs, spindles, hardware, picture hangers, lazy Sudan, woodcraft supplies, workshop essentials, carving central, scroll saw home, wooden wheels and parts, tools and finishing supplies, sanding, carving, Pegasus scroll saw and a band saw, wooden checker and game parts, picture framing hardware, woodworking patterns, their newest products, decorative screws, round and flat head, and $5. I mean, they have everything except the kitchen sink in here. And let's go to scroll saw home since we're talking about that.
Pegasus.
Clock parts from them too. The stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, so here is their scroll saw blades. We're going to go over the scroll, but I mean, they got tight bond, they got micro drill bits, they got the project finishing, they've got, you name it, they got it. But here is Steve Good gets his picture on. They won't put my picture on here. They let Steve Good do it. I don't know why.
He's more photogenic, maybe.
No, I look 10 times better than he
I
does.
think so. Yeah. Well, maybe you do. Yeah.
So anyway, but yes, they carry Pegasus and Nequa are their two brand names. Now I've tried Pegasus blades, and I don't get me wrong, I like Pegasus blades, but I like Flying Dutchman. They each of them have the way. Now the Nequa are supposed to be the same thing as Flying Dutchman. They sent me something, and I'm fixing to find out because I'm going to use them, and I'll be giving a report on that. But I do like Pegasus blades, and the reason I do like Pegasus blades is because they are fantastic on hardwoods and thick wood. I mean, they cut like you wouldn't believe on hardwood and thick wood, but they also seem to break a little easier, and they're very aggressive. That's the reason I like them for hardwood and thick wood. If you're cutting in 1/4 inch Baltic birch, I don't like them. They're so aggressive that it's like you're trying to cut a line and it just takes off on you. I mean, it's just too aggressive.
Breadcrumbs out of it, just crumbles.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's really aggressive. So the Nequa, I'm hoping if they're like this Flying Dutchman, then I'll have the best of both worlds. For like thin stuff and soft woods, I'll use the Nequa, like for the Flying Dutchman, and then the Pegasus for the thicker woods and stuff. But yeah, they have everything. They are now carrying the Pegasus scroll saw, and also the Pegasus bandsaw scroll saw. So that is pretty unique. Pegasus is a good saw. Steve Good likes it. I haven't used it. You know, I'll stay with my Seiko. I like my Seiko, but they're carrying the new Pegasus scroll saw. 21-inch scroll saw, $760. So
Well, I need one of those work lights for my lathe. Scroll down again, will you?
Hey, Russ Meadows, somebody out in the chat suggested that if you want to order from them, they accept PayPal.
Oh, that's not something I thought of.
yeah, if you're going to order online, yeah, you can. I know they use PayPal.
I can do that. I can manage that. But credit cards and debit cards are out of the question for me.
And then has a great suggestion there.
Yep. So do what? Who has a great suggestion?
Ozyman, he was the one that was saying that to use. That's why he used PayPal.
Okay. That's why I said he used PayPal. Yes. Awesome. You said that.
Didn't believe me, eh?
Yeah, it took Paul.
No,
to make
I
it
believe
come
you.
true,
I'm just
huh?
looking back at
Joking.
Jimbo says the 11 dozen I gave you. Yeah, those were 11 dozen of Pegasus. I think, weren't they spiral, James? I don't remember. I knew you sent me the 11 dozen. But yeah, he doesn't like the Pegasus. So like I said, I like it for thicker wood, but if I'm doing 1/4 inch Baltic birch, I don't like them. They're too aggressive. And they also have a tendency to break a little bit more. They're a little bit more brittle. They're not as flexible as
Well, you
the
got
other.
11 dozen of them. Does it really matter?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when you got that many of them, but yes. So Pegasus, only their straight blades, good spirals are crap, but way too brittle. Yeah.
Hey, Chris Newland's saying he can't wrap his head around a scroll saw yet. That's because he's probably turning so much stuff. Up and down, it doesn't turn.
A scroll bandsaw. Yeah.
The next one that and this is not, I don't think this is in the order, but that's okay. We'll talk about them. But Klingspor, Klingspor Woodworking Shop, they came on board and they have been very good about giving stuff away. We've given away big boxes of their sandpaper. What is it, like a 15-pound box or 5-pound box? I know Ken Moon won on one of those boxes, and he said he's still using the paper out of it. So
Yeah,
what
that
they
stuff
are,
wears like iron.
yeah, they're remnants of the ends of rolls and stuff, and you can get like a fine medium or a medium coarse grit box full. And I didn't, but before I first met them and everything, I bought my first box from them, and I'm still using it. It's still here in the shop. So I went to the Klingspor extravaganza that they have every year in October and bought a box from them. I was like, that's a heck of a deal because it was really cheap. but he's given stuff away, and he's even joined the Whirligig Wars this year and is a sponsor of Whirligig Wars. And Klingspor Woodworking Shop is giving away a $50 gift certificate to Klingspor.
Cool.
It wouldn't matter how much was in that box that you bought from him, because if you had an inch left, you're going to keep that anyway.
Well, I know.
You know, how so you hoard that
I don't-
sandpaper.
I was going to say that, but I didn't. It was like,
This used to be like a rough grit.
see right there.
There you go.
I fold it and then I use it to sand. Well, actually, I had this in here because my hands get real rough, and I actually sand my hands.
Multi-purpose.
Yep, I'll use this and use it.
It's still
Hey,
sanding.
It's still sanding.
There you go.
I don't throw it away. Yeah, but Klingspor Woodworking Shop, they have a lot of good stuff too. Now, let me tell
Yeah,
you,
they do.
they not only have, go back and sharing, give them a little airtime too.
They got that little sanding machine that you got from them.
Yep. Yes. But they have a lot of abrasives, but they also, now when you say Klingspor, which deals with sandpaper, but Klingspor Woodworking Shop has tools and stuff also. They have clamps. They have all different kinds of clamps. And this is just page 1 of 12 pages.
And you can never have enough clamps.
No, you
Yep.
can't.
You sure
Never.
can.
A guy clamp type, size, style. So they have that. They also have drilling bits and accessories.
Hey, they even have Alex Snodgrass
They
on
sure
there.
did.
really?
Hey, they
Yeah.
had a picture of him on there too, and
Yeah.
not Russ.
Oh,
But Russ's picture isn't on there.
yeah, I know.
Look under bandsaw blades, Russ. Maybe your picture's on there.
Uh-huh.
You gotta talk to your agent.
Right.
Yes, they
Have your
have
people get
power
with his people.
tools.
Yeah.
They have power. They have fest tools. So they're not just sandpaper in the tool, the woodworking shop now. They sell the sandpaper out of there, but they also a lot of different stuff and a lot of different tools. Machinery. They sell lathes, and
Awesome.
all
Nice.
kinds of stuff. Dust collection. So they're like a woodworking store, not only for sandpaper, they sell all kinds of other stuff. And so Mike he's Mike Klingspor on Facebook. That's not his real name. His real name is Mike Zuckerberg, and so that's his real name.
And again, the Mark.
See Mark's brother? Yeah.
Yeah,
If he was, he wouldn't be on Facebook.
I think it's
Yeah, really.
Zuckerberg. I might be wrong. Might not be his name. Maybe I come up with the wrong name. Anyway, maybe he don't want me to tell what his real name is. So if it's the wrong name, maybe I'm better off. But they have router bits, safety equipment, sharpening,
Oh, see.
you name it. They have it. What is somebody making fun of me now?
No, I said Aussie put over in the chat. He goes, every time you rub your bandsaw, Alex Snodgrass comes out in a puff of smoke.
Here's their boxes. And this is the one that we've gave the way. This the 20-pound box is what it was.
Yeah.
20 pound. I've gave 2 or 3 of them away on the show, and so
There's a lathe bargain box for Chris Nealon.
that is. But yes, so if you get a hold of, now you got me wondering what his real name is.
Yeah, you're so good with names.
I know.
I'm not going there.
Leave that one alone,
Yeah.
because he'll try to pronounce it.
Hey, Russ,
Yes, sir.
do you use your planer more or that new sander? You have that big
Yeah,
sander.
I use the. I haven't used the planer since I bought that sander.
Okay.
Wow.
I would think that would do a better job than a planer.
You do. You get a course, like a 60 grit on there. It does. It'll eat it up. It'll take 1/8 of an inch off that quick.
Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't used my planer since. And it's not Zuckerberg. Did I say Zuckerberg?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Not, see, you can't believe a thing I say.
I've heard that.
It's Mike Ziegler.
Ziegler.
I was, hey,
Hey, you're close.
I got
There was
the-
a Z
I
there.
Got the first
those-
letter right.
I got the first letter right, the Z. I got that. Yeah. Yeah, Mike Ziegler. So, but yes, he on Facebook, he's known as Mike Klingspor, but that's not his real name. So I hope he's supposed to be on the show here in the next few weeks. I hope you're not mad at me for letting everybody know that, because now they'll probably pester the hell out of him. So he can always block them. So I'm not worried about it too much. But yes, he's a real nice guy, and they've Klingspor has come on board, and they have all kinds of great stuff on their site. So go buy something from them. Tell them Russ sent you. Seiko, Seiko the scroll saw specialist. They're my sponsor, and they provided me with a brand spanking new ST21 scroll saw.
That's a
So
fine machine too.
it is. It is. I love it. I absolutely love it. And here's their site. I love my Seiko scroll saw. I've heard a lot of good thing about the Pegasus, and if Bear Woods wants to send me a brand new Pegasus, I'll try it out for them.
Man.
I'll see how much I like it compared to the Seiko and give an honest opinion. But I have to say, as of right now, the Seiko is, I love it. I love it.
Well, they can send it to the other Russ on this show, and I'll give them.
I'll give them a better opinion than you would.
You can
I
pre-opinion
don't think
it.
so. You already have one.
Al Forte.
This is the one that I have, the ST21. Now you can get it with the stand or without the stand. You can get the desktop model, and it
That
does.
would look good in Paul's messy workshop too.
Yeah,
Probably would.
but it does. It has really short legs. They're probably about 2 inches underneath this right here, but that's called the desktop model. This is the floor model with a complete floor stand. But it is like the Pegasus, and it is a tilt head. In other words, this head up top here swings left to right. The table doesn't move. And I love that when you're doing scroll saw bowls and stuff like that. When that table tilts to the side, it's a pain in the butt to hold that project on the side of that table and try to cut it straight. I've done it, but it's a pain. They also have the scroller's drill. This thing is fantastic because it gets out. You can, like, if you're doing a big project and your drill press only has about a 12-inch throat, or mine has a 17, I think it is, that will go out in the middle of a piece of plywood and drill a hole. It's portable. It works great. Fantastic. I don't own one. I have used one of it, and I really love it. It's really good. They have some sanding accessories. This is kind of like the what is it? The one that I have, but it's a different.
Guinevere.
Yeah, the Guinevere. It's a different brand. This is a different brand, but it's almost exactly like the Guinevere. And you can still order. By the way, even though Seiko is selling their own scroll saw brand, if you need parts for the Excalibur scroll saw, which is what they used to sell, they still have parts for the Excalibur. So, and they also sell blades. So yeah, that's Seiko scroll saws. Love it. I love my Seiko scroll saw. I finally got a chair that would actually work. I got a rolling like bar stool chair, and it's got a big platform on the bottom as far as the rollers, so that it doesn't want to tilt or, fall over. That's something I don't want to do, is fall over, and to get me up high enough to get up, because I had to build a platform, a 6-inch platform, and to put a regular office chair on to be able to sit up there and scroll. And I've got this thing down as low as it'll go, so it's kind of high up off the ground. And with that new rolling chair, I was able to eliminate the platform. Because what I was worried about, even though I put a stop in the back, was pushing back one day and going off the end of that 6-inch platform and busting my butt out there in the middle of the shop floor. So, but love scroll saw. And one of the last ones is Scrollnado. Now somebody said that they're no longer on Amazon. I got to get in contact
I
with
just
him.
checked and they are.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have pulled it because he might have been out of them for a while. Maybe he pulled it or what. Anyway, but Scrollnado, yeah, their disc collection, and I use that on my Seiko scroll saw. But they fit DeWalt's, they fit Excaliburs, they fit the Seiko. The Excalibur and the Seiko are almost identical. They fit. I'm sure they'll fit a Pegasus because the Pegasus are almost identical to the Excalibur, and so they will fit. So, but Scrollnado, that works very well, because that tube sits down in behind your blade on the scroll saw and actually sucks the dust up as soon as it comes off your blade. So it keeps it from when you're using just your blower, all that's doing is just blowing the dust off the line so you can see where the heck you're going. This actually is sucking up the dust. So it really works great. But Scrollnado, I don't have a way to show you my
Says there's
system.
only 10 left in stock, so order soon.
Order soon, but I highly recommend them for the dust collection for your scroll saw. I really do. Great. I use it on my Seiko, and it's been on there. He's given me like 3 of them, and he gave me the first one he gave me was for the DeWalt before he even had the Seiko. And then when I got the Seiko, I wasn't having one. I told him, I said, yeah, I got a Seiko scroll saw. And he goes, oh, you got a Seiko? And I said, yeah, well, here, take this one for your Seiko. So I ended up with like 2 or 3 of them before it was all over with. So really nice guy. And but Scrollnados, I highly recommend them for dust collection for your scroll saw. So that's oh, and the other one was Tim Sway. I told him I'd make him my sponsor if he sent me one of those squares. How you want to say that?
Squares.
A square, yes. He pronounces it, yeah.
I like mine. I've got one. I use it all the time.
Yes, I do too. And so, and he sent me one.
Did you get the metric one or the Imperial?
I got the standard.
Yeah.
Standard. I don't live in Canada. Why do I need?
Well, he's probably had extra ones and he just threw the metric at you to get rid of his stock.
Here, SQ.
But this is Tim Sway Perspectives. This is his website. Really great guy. He's been on the show. He now has got this thing going on with hollow core doors, and he makes all kinds of stuff out of hollow core doors. I mean, he takes the skin off of them and he's made a guitar case out of hollow core doors. And
he made a guitar out of them.
Yeah, he's made a guitar out of them and all kinds of stuff. But
that skin is great for lasering and that. That's how I made this quadcopter here, this speed bike. It's made from a hollow door.
What he's done is he's raised the cost of scrap hollow core doors.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
thanks a lot, Tim.
if you go to his, this is actually the only thing I think that he has to offer to sale. But if you go to his website, which is timswayperspectives.net, you'll see you can order your square. See how he pronounces it? SQWay, WAY, square. I don't know how you say it.
And now he's got the clear one too.
Yes, he's got the clear
Oh, I
one.
didn't know that.
He's got the stainless steel. They come in a metric and imperial.
Stainless steel SQA or
So this thing works fantastic. The point,
It's
I want to
great.
tell you, the point how he's got it stuck here, in the wood, that is sharp as crap. That all, yeah.
Yeah, you could defend yourself in the hood with that thing if you needed.
Oh,
to.
yes, you did.
It's
in your
sharp.
pocket, concealed weapon.
But
Yeah, that's an idea. Make a switchblade out of it so you can use it quick.
it's fantastic to have in the shop for drawing, for measuring. I think it's like 6 or 7 inches long, but it's got the layout for the measuring. He's got little holes in these positions so that you can use it, a pencil to run it down in there to make a mark.
Now that gray thing that's on the picture in the bottom left side,
Yes.
well, you're not sharing my screen now, but I printed that out, and you can use that thing like a, combination square or whatever.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it'll throw that right. You got a little lip on it, so you can put it up against the board and use it for a square.
Now he sent me mine. Mine is stainless steel, and I love it.
Yeah, that's what I
mean,
got.
I love it. So if you go over and support him, go over and buy them all, buy every one of them, make them get more back in.
You know, and it's not just that with Tim. Tim is just like such an advocate for the community that we're in. That you know, anything you can do to help him out, you should do it.
And
Yes,
he
and
recycles
He's
anything.
also
Yeah.
recycle. He uses
He
all
upcycles,
kinds
yeah.
of stuff and recycles. He's trying to leave a small footprint on this
Yep.
planet.
He's got one of those little like pickup trucks that looks like a golf cart with a pickup truck
Yes.
bed in the back. Have you ever seen that thing?
Yeah. Now he's
Goes probably
got
20 miles an hour.
Now he's got a big truck.
Now he's got a big, like
Yeah.
big
Right.
a mail truck or a
Yeah.
cargo
Yeah,
truck.
looks like an old mail truck.
Yeah.
But doesn't he take that around and sell his guitars out of the back?
Well,
of it?
he's turning it into a guitar studio, but he's also going to be able to. He's the back door that folds down. He's turning that into a stage, so that he
Oh,
can play
okay.
music.
kinda
off of
neat.
it. Yes, so it's a combination guitar studio and stage, so he can play and sell his guitars too.
Yeah.
He's a
You
really
think about
good
it, you know, it
musician.
can be door-to-door guitar lessons. He drives to the student's house and they
Yeah.
climb in the back of the van, and
Yep.
that's not a bad idea.
Hey, Luana out in the chat asked if anybody had any thoughts on when scroll saws.
The
Well, you know,
Got a lot of throat clear in there, Luana. I don't know about this.
is you actually put it right in your writing. Is when crappy? The answer would be yes. Yeah, it's kind of like on that verge of a Harbor Freight scroll saw.
It's a very crappy starter machine,
Yeah,
and you'll quickly want to move up from there.
yeah,
But you can cut on it.
yeah, you can cut on a Harbor Freight.
Hmm.
I'm
I
not sitting
did.
here saying that you can't.
I
But
think a good starter is that DeWalt.
the DeWalt 788 is the best.
Or the Delta sister to it.
Yeah,
which is
either one of
$100
those.
Yeah.
cheaper.
And you can catch them on sale every once in a while for $300, $299, and sometimes you can catch them for $299 with the stand.
Yeah.
You just have to, if you're not in a hurry, just keep looking at the sales papers, and especially now, a lot of these tool companies, since this Corona thing is in, they're hurting, so they're making special deals. So I would be
What you,
looking around.
what you do with a wen is you bolt it down to a table and then you use it as a paint can shaker.
Yeah. I used to
It's
say
that high
Harbor
precision,
Freight
huh?
made a good boat anchor.
That's one sponsorship that won't be coming here.
Harbor Freight
Yeah,
would
since
make-
we're on sponsors tonight, there's one.
if you're going to go, I will tell you this much. If you're going and can't spend a lot of money, there is the Dremel scroll saw, which I believe Lowe's still carries and sells the Dremel scroll saw. I know some people that own that, and I think Steve Good had one, and it did pretty doggone good. He said he was amazed for that cheap of a saw how it didn't have less vibration, and even the blade wasn't that hard to change on it. So the Dremel, if you're going to go that direction, is one of them, and there's another one that's out there, and I'll have to figure out which one it is. That's supposed to be a pretty good buy of the cheaper saws. The problem that you come in when you buy a cheaper saw is number one, vibration. They vibrate like heck. Blade changing. They don't have most of them don't have quick release blade changes.
No.
And if they do, it's the Porta cable. Thank you. Rick St. Louis just said Porta cable. That's the other one I was looking for. The Porta cable is it and the
I've got that Delta that's the equivalent of that one you had, Russ.
Yeah,
The
the
Delta
Delta
is- the Delta is the
It
equivalent.
doesn't
of the
shake at
DeWalt.
all. I mean, it's
No.
really nice.
Yeah.
But
That's the equivalent of the DeWalt.
the Porta cable. Steve Good bought a Porta cable, and actually, I think that's the one we gave away. He bought it, and then he took it to the house. He did a test with it to see how it worked, and then he put it back in the box. And then whoever won the scroll saw challenge ended up shipping it to him.
Mhm.
So they got a brand new.
You
Porta
liked it
cable.
I
that
think
much,
they're
huh?
only like $199 or something
Yeah,
like that.
$199.
So I've got the Porter cable, and my only gripe with it would be it doesn't have a fast blade change.
Yes. Yep.
That's, you gotta line it up just right and catch that
Yep.
hole.
But
And the
that
other thing is, the housing on the light heated up so much, it melted the plastic ring
Wow.
that covers
really?
the holds the shroud in place.
yeah.
And I was like, second, third day using it, all of a sudden the shroud fell off. I went to screw it back on and the whole ring was melted.
Wow.
And I've emailed them 3-4 times for a replacement part and get no answer.
Well,
So-
like I said, those would be the two if you wanted to go in that direction. Would be the porter cable and the Dremel. Those two, I do know that there are people. I've got a couple of people that I know that have the Dremel and they love it. And they caught theirs on sale like for $149.
Wow.
So, but if you can come up with $300 and watch the sales and catch that DeWalt 788 or the Delta, what's the model of the Delta one? It's
Oh, hang on a minute. I'll go look. It's in the basement here with me.
yeah, I can't remember the model number of it.
Somehow 6040 sounds familiar, but
6040.
I'm not sure.
But those would be the only two of the low end scroll saws that I would recommend, or the porter cable or the Dremel. Definitely not a Win. Definitely not a Harbor Freight.
If you can get away from them, don't. But
I haven't heard too many good things about a Ryobi either.
no,
I haven't heard any good things about Ryobi either.
you can
James
ask CD
Yeah,
about the Ryobi. He'll throw it against the wall.
James said that Russ, I changed the knob on my DeWalt to a bigger one and it works a lot better. Yeah, I have problems with those knobs.
I put those burled
I'm-
knobs on the one I sold, and now I don't have them anymore, and I miss it.
Yes,
On mine, I
I'll have to
switched
get me
the
something from that old
knob
boy.
to a lever.
yes.
And
Oh,
boy,
I need one of
I
those.
love that.
I like
Huh?
that too.
In fact, you sent me a little adapter, Paul, didn't you?
Yeah, that's when I still had the knob on it.
And
But I've since taken that off and I bought a from Bearwood. No,
Bear Wood has them.
Berry Basket or one of those. I bought a lever, and it's one of those ratcheting levers, you know, that you can change. And I put that on it. And boy, that's great.
You know, I said we weren't going to have a long show tonight. It's already 9:12.
The way it
This is a
goes.
good show to have, though.
Yeah.
Highlighting
yeah.
this.
sponsor,
You know, like I said, I know everybody don't want to always. It's not the best thing to hear about, but the sponsors. But you know, I got to thinking this is the first time in 6 years I've done this where I actually just went through and did the whole show about them, and I wanted to do that, and I'm probably going to do that again. Probably do it a couple of times a year from now on.
Next time you do it, let your sponsors know you're going to do it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm trying to get some of them on. I'm talking to Steve Dennison with Bearwood Supply. I'm talking to Mike Klingspor. He's supposed to be. He's going to try to be on. And who else was it I was talking
that
to?
Zuckerberg guy.
Yes. I don't think I'll ask Paul Akers if he wants to be on, but I don't know that he will. He's a very busy man. He's an entrepreneur. He opens up a lot of different stores and does a lot of different things. And he's also into that lean way of life. So, but he may. I'll send out the invitation and see. All he can do is say no. It's not like he can kill me or anything.
I just tell them we're going to devote the whole show to you that night and take
Yep.
questions from the panel, from the audience.
Well, Mike Klingsborg's already said that he would definitely be in. We're shooting it around the Memorial Day weekend or the weekend after that. So he's definitely said. And then I've got to. Steve Dennison wants to, if he's coming on, he wants Steve Good to be on that night. So I've got to work that out where Steve and him could be on at the same time. So, but
Hey, getting back to that model number for the DeWalt,
yes.
that's one other feature that I don't like on my DeWalt is that I couldn't find the sticker on it. It doesn't have the number on the outside, and it's dark in that side of the basement.
Well, just
over
look
there,
up
so I
Delta
couldn't see.
Scroll Saw.
Yeah, you know what? I'll look it up while we're talking here.
It's a 4694, right?
Yeah,
that sounds like it is. Yeah, 46.
I had some of the numbers right.
Yep, 4694. I believe that's it. I believe that is. Oh,
It's nice though. I really like it a lot.
It's
Yep, that's it. A 40-694, 20-inch variable speed.
It's the same as the DeWalt, but $100 cheaper.
Yep.
Probably. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, it is. They're totally. I think they changed the exterior. It looks a little different on the outside, but the internal mechanism is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's got that column that goes up in the back, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's got like a square column instead of for how the DeWalt has that round slope on the back. They changed that just so that they wouldn't be exactly look alike, but everything, all internal parts are the same. The table's the same. All that stuff is exactly the same. The case is the only thing that's different. Yep. And when they first came out, the case was actually the same. Something happened and they
No
decided.
kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
I've got the original Delta. Remember that one I took apart and never put back together?
That
Yeah,
was a fun night.
I've got the edition, the original Delta, and even its case is swap. I could put the case apart. Like I could take it and put part of the case on the DeWalt, and it'd be half Delta and half DeWalt. So no, I decided I took it apart and I was going to put it back together, but I decided to save it for parts for the DeWalt. I mean, it's not like I need a scroll saw. I'm looking. I've got one, two.
You got like 10 of them?
I've got 5. I've got 5 scroll saws. So
I
it's not
remember
like
that night though. I remember watching the clock and you're still taking it apart. We're already past 9 o'clock.
And so if I put the DeWalt back or the Delta back together, it'd be 6. So I don't need it. So I'll just keep it for parts.
You
I
could give
wonder
it.
how many Steve Good has in his shop.
Yeah, he's got quite a few too.
Yes, he does.
I've got a excuse me. I've got a Excalibur 30-inch. The old Excalibur 30-inch purple.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you don't use that one.
I don't like it. I've used it like 3 or 4 times to make big projects because it's a 30-inch throat.
Right.
Makes them, but I just don't like it.
Well, I think it's time for a giveaway.
Hey, yeah.
You can send it to my house. I'll get rid of my DeWalt.
In case I ever want to make a big project again, it's still
If you give it to Aussie, man, he'll pay the shipping.
I'll bet he would.
Yeah.
I'll bet he would.
Yep.
But I got that one sitting over there. I've got the DeWalt sitting over there. I've got another one. I got the Seiko. So it's like,
Russ
Yeah.
has got like a new car showroom with just scroll saws in it.
yeah. Now the like I said, it's not. I just don't. The table's actually for the size of the saw. The table's small on those older Excalibur 30s. I mean, it's half the size of the Seiko or the. I mean, it's probably only about 12 inches wide. So that's one of the things I don't like about it. So if you do something, a big project, I actually was taking a big piece of plexiglass and putting it over the table to give me more room to move the project around. That's how I did it. So
How'd you affix the plexiglass to the bed, or you just set it on there?
You have to stand it there. And
I use double-sided
stand
tape.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I stuck it with like double-sided carpet tape or tape, and
Get
stuck
that
it on
idea
there.
from CD.
That's what I'm thinking.
What?
I'm
Do what?
thinking you got that idea from your buddy CD.
I was scrolling before that. Stuck it on his mama's titty.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, Lord.
So I
Goes to
hear, remember
PG.
that?
He never talks about you that way.
I don't
No.
care. So what's your point?
He could start.
You sitting there. What did I say wrong? I have been scrolling since 1979 or 80. When did Charles Deering start scrolling?
It was not
Did I
that.
know
It
we're
was what you
talking
said
about?
afterward.
I was talking about
So-
some guy's CD.
Yeah. Well, so I know without a shadow of a doubt, I've been scrolling a hell of a lot longer than he has. So what's the big deal?
They're trying to troll you.
I know. Like, what's the big deal? You
And
said,
it worked.
oh, he
It
doesn't say anything
worked.
about you like that. What? That he's been scrolling longer than me? That would be a lie.
We never said that, did we?
We didn't say that at all.
Never said that.
Okay. I'm just
I'm
asking.
sorry,
You
Senator, I
said
do not
that
recall.
he never said that about me. So what did I say wrong? That I'd been wrong scrolling longer than he had?
He doesn't badmouth you that I've heard. If
I
you-
haven't
if you were-
badmouthed him. I said I've been scrolling longer than him. So how did I badmouth him? You figure that one out.
Yes,
And come back and make a report on it with me next week. Jeez.
on the 30 people that are out there, folks, come on, give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
We have homework now, right?
We got 18.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, he has
12 more.
homework. He's going to have to explain to me how that was wrong for what I said I scrolled longer than he has.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know. The part I heard was he was sucking behind something else, and now
That's
I
what I
heard
heard.
that.
No, what
That's
I
what I
said
heard.
was I have been scrolling longer than him. I
Yeah.
said when I started scrolling, he was still sucking on his mama's teat.
22,
That's what I said.
folks.
Okay.
Go back and play this thing
I'm
over.
gonna have to,
Go
because
back
when
and
I
play
heard
it.
that point, my mind went a little bit different.
Well, then you have a
Yes, I do.
misguided mind. You got a misguided mind.
You know, for the bander, folks. For the bander.
Okay, let's ask them out there. Let's ask them out there. Is that not what I said? That I've been scrolling longer than him? Than
How
he
do you spell it? That last word?
Russ, did that topic even come up? Russ Meadows,
No, sir.
did that topic even come up? It never came up.
What?
Who's been scrolling the longest? That never came up till you brought it up.
Oh,
All I said was he never badmouths you.
Thank you, Luann.
and so what did I say that I badmouthed him is what I want to know.
You guys said something first about CD.
What you
Started
sit
the
there
ball
and
rolling,
tell
huh?
me what I said that was bad.
So now it's our fault.
I'm asking.
Says eat. Teat is what you said that was wrong. That's
I
what
said
Luann's
teat.
saying.
I said
They said teat, or I thought he said the other version of it.
Eat.
Leonard Davis says he didn't think that you were that much older.
I'm
than
a
he.
lot older than Charles, 20 something years old, at least
How
20.
old is Charles?
Charles is in his 40s, like
He's
late.
like
Oh my
49.
gosh, really?
Yes, and I'm
49.
60. I'm 63. So I'm.
Yeah, we're the same age.
Wow.
You're not
Wow.
63.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yeah, I'm 63 too.
63, yes.
I most certainly am.
Well, I
How do
am
you
a couple
figure out
years older than you.
Huh?
I thought you were younger than me than that.
Mm-mm.
I thought you were
darn.
61.
Nope.
That was 2 years ago, Paul.
Yeah, that was 2 years
Where you
ago.
been,
I
man?
thought you were 60, 61. Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Payback.
See, so they
Oh,
say
I
I'm
see.
right. They're saying I'm right. You said I badmouthed him. I want to know what I said that was a badmouth him.
You said teat.
I said
Yes.
teeth. I said I've been scrolling longer
Mhm.
than he has been since he had been sucking on his mama's teat. That's
Yeah.
what I said. So if I'm 20 years older than him,
That's about right.
hold on, and I started scrolling in 1979. In 1979. I was only 20 years old. Charles Deering was just been born.
I said that's
And
about
he
right.
was sucking on his mother's teeth.
While he scrolled.
So everything
What if he was
everything
bottle
I
fed?
said was totally true.
That's not the point.
Luann is trying to smooth it out. She's trying to say that
She is. I mean, she's always the mediator.
he's wearing diaper. That's, yeah.
Wearing diapers would have been a better way to say it. That's what I was talking
He
about.
said, "Oh dear, good gravy, nipple, teat, milk providing vessel." No, what they try to do is and some of these people on my show are becoming very, very like well, let's put it this way. They're
Chop
coming very
busted.
close that they won't be on the show too much longer.
Oh.
They keep on trying to catch me at things and like this one over, he's over here. This one over here,
It's not
he's
me.
trying to catch me, and he made the statement that I
This guy right here.
mouth and you go back and watch the show, and you
I haven't
say,
said a word.
"Show me where I bad." What did I say wrong?
I haven't said a word.
That guy right there.
Oh, I think they're all pointing at Paul.
Luann Pierce says, "LOL, so much fun, you guys." I know we're having fun. We're having fun.
Well, if you don't see a couple of us next week, you'll know what happened.
They try to prod me. And,
Yeah, it is so much
No, wait,
fun.
wait. We don't try to prod you with anything.
Let's put it this way. See,
That's like an alien autopsy
there's
thing.
another person that told me that I said something one day, and I sat there and I said, "I'll bet you $5 I didn't." That was Shane Cole. Guess who had to pay me $5? Shane Cole, because he said, "Though, oh, that's not what you said." And I said, "Yes, it is. You better go back." He went back and played the next show the next day, and he even PN'd me and said, "Yeah, you're right. You didn't say that."
So you took $5 out of Shane's basketball.
Like Paul,
Yes,
Paul
he
sitting
did.
over here. That's kind of like Paul sitting over there.
Oh, Paul's over this way. I'm sorry. You're pointing the wrong direction.
I'm right here.
That square is going to be vacant. Probably this one where I'm at is going to be vacant next week. Y'all know what happened.
That's right.
Out there on the internet, on the interweb. Y'all know.
Hey, Russ, what did you say, Russ Meadows?
Nothing.
Luann Pierce says, "Poor Russ." Yeah, see how they
Or Russ.
Oh, this one or that one?
see how they treat me. I mean, you would think they'd be happy to be on the show with me, but no.
I am.
We are.
That's what I said at the beginning of the show. It's my favorite way to spend a Saturday evening.
Yes, but
I love just sitting here and watching the holes get dug and keep getting dug.
I know. Everything but popcorn, man.
I just love how people say things that I didn't say.
I got some peanuts.
Okay.
I done finished the plate. I had to go get some more.
Got pork rinds. You look at
So who was it? Something?
I said, I just love how people say things that I didn't
What are
say.
you pointing at me
Oh, no.
for, Al?
No, I didn't say that.
Something that said something this time? Or it was Russ?
No.
Oh, okay. It was up there.
Paul said something about bad mouth, and I said something about a word he used. And I thought it was another word that he used.
No, I said teat.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did
but
say
I
that.
thought it was the other word,
Are
the
we
other
really
slang
back to
word.
that?
Oh,
That's why I said that.
yeah. No, I said teat.
But that's all right. Me and Paul will be sitting on thumbtacks next week.
I was gonna say if oh Lord, please don't let me misunderstood. Sing it, Russ. Teat ain't a bad word. A hog has teats.
Hey, Sterling's out there.
Yeah.
Sterling Davis.
Hey,
Hello.
Sterling.
Sterling.
Don't give him the link.
Yep. The bad thing about it is you show up, Sterling, as we're fixing to leave. I told my
He's
wife,
already like that.
I told my wife I would be in there by 9. I said I'll shut the show down. I'll be in here about 9:05. Well, it's 9:28 right now.
It's only 8:30 here in Chicago.
That's what I'm
There you
talking
go.
about.
Hey, I can tell her honey, I meant Chicago time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
She
Central
sees
Time.
you every day.
Hey, you know what though? Getting back to your sponsors, it'd be kind of cool if you get like one of their marketing people or something on here and, say,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to talk about you tonight. You
Yeah.
want to come on for a little bit?
Well, like I said, I know I can get. There's a few of them that will. Rockler, I have no clue I have no clues to who to contact to see if they would be on the show.
Well, what about the store that you
You worked at.
you worked at? Yeah, I mean, that store manager could come on and say, hey,
He
we
could.
got this and we got that.
He could. I could contact him and see if he want. I don't know if he has the capability. That's another problem. I've asked so many people. Did you know that I've asked Alex Snodgrass to be on my show for like 3 or 4 years.
Hey, he was on last time.
Finally, this past year has gotten capability to do internet and shows. And
Yeah.
you know he's taken off now and he's doing his own little thing 2 or 3 times a week. You'll see him on the internet.
Yeah, it's kind of
He
neat.
had to buy a whole new computer and stuff. Yeah.
Huh?
He was saying that he had to buy a whole new.
Yeah, he ended up having to buy. That's what I said. I've asked him for 3 or 4 years. I've asked several people lots and lots of times to come on, and they can't do it because they don't have the capability. So yes.
Hey, Sterling wants you to pimp his popcorn video.
His popcorn video.
You got a popcorn video
Popcorn
out there?
Sutton.
Oh yeah, Popcorn Sutton. He did
You did
did
a
a
scroll
scroll
saw
saw
portrait.
thing. It looked really cool too. Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. I have missed that one.
Yep. Popcorn
I
Sutton. You're
will
right.
look at that. So everybody run over to Sterling's YouTube channel and look at his popcorn video.
Give it a thumbs up too, because it was pretty good.
It's a really good.
When did
Portrait
when did
and
he put it
cutting.
up?
When did he
It
do
wasn't
this?
too long ago.
Because I haven't seen
Yeah.
it in my feed yet.
Oh yeah, it's up.
It's up.
It's up. I've seen it 1 or 2 days ago.
Oh,
Let me
I'll go
look
back and
here.
look.
It's going to make me hungry now.
No, it had
That's the
nothing to do
wrong
with
kind of
popcorn.
popcorn. Yeah, unless you want moonshine.
Moonshine.
Well, that's also a possibility.
That ain't
All
gonna
right,
fill
guys.
you up.
I'm going to go before I dig my hole any deeper as far as with my wife.
You can't dig it any deeper than that.
I'm 30. I'm 30 minutes late.
Well, it's good to see y'all. Hadn't seen y'all in a while.
Good to see you too,
And
Russ.
thank y'all all, Ken McCrory, Leonard Davis, Luana Pierce, Chris Nealon, Sterling Davis,
May 5th, he put that video
Donna
up.
Presley,
May 5th,
Aussie
okay.
Man.
Yeah.
I think it said Leonard Davis,
Don't forget, I rescue min pins over on.
Rescue Mini Pen Sydney. Thank you, Sydney, for being out there over on
Okay,
Twitch and
also.
watching. We had 2 people that didn't. They said, "Hey," over there on, but they never come back and said, "You see, Luana Pierce said I said teat." Back in there, see.
Lana
I
Pierce.
stand corrected, but my mind automatically went to that other word.
It was Russ Meadows' mind that just.
Yeah.
Because he has
Yeah.
that accent.
But Luana Pierce, I think I said her also. But anyway, thank you all for all being out there and watching. I appreciate it so very much. We will be back next week. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get a hold of him in the next day or two and make sure. But I think Brian Gidney from Summers Woodworking will be on with us next Saturday. I'm hoping so. So
Hadn't seen him
yeah,
in a
we're
while.
cutting out of here. I appreciate it, everybody. So there's only one thing we got left to do, and that is just give me, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop, you're just too darn busy. So get your butt out there and make some sawdust. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We
Good
appreciate
night.
it.
And remember,
Good night.
you don't have to go home, but you should, because you can't stay here.
That's right.
And see you
Nope.
252 days on the boat.
Right on.
Your mask.
See ya.
And I'm trying to disable it